Hello everyone, Ryan here. So, this week's Music Monday will be going up on my channel about a day or so later. And that's mostly because I wanted to first upload my April TBR, so I wanted to get that out of the way. So, because it's a pretty lofty TBR list. If you haven't seen that, of course, I'll provide a link to that down below. But so for this week's Music Monday, I wanted to talk about a band called Coal Chamber. That's right, Coal Chamber. And I guess technically they were. They've been broken up for a while. Though they did have like a short reunion of sorts. It's my understanding that they got started back in the 90s. I want to say like 93 or 94. Of course, I believe it was originally started by a singer frontman, Dez. His name is Dez Fafara. He's an awesome metal singer. He also sings in another band. I believe his other band is they're still together. They're called Devil Driver. They're an awesome thrash metal band. But yeah, so that's the singer, Dez Fafara. And then the guitar player, Miguel something, I believe, but he goes by Meegs. So yeah, they're the ones that started Coal Chamber. And I remember this is one of those bands that I wasn't even really introduced to. I remember back in the days, when I was a teenager, I want to say like in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used to frequently go to the record store. And of course, obviously, yeah, this was back in the day when it was still cool to go to the record store, purchase CDs, and for a short time, I remember they used to have those like mini CDs. Like, it was weird. I think it was like kind of like a precursor to MP3s and MP3 players, and so I don't know. I just thought that popped into my mind because I remember when the last time I saw one of those mini CD things, it happened to be one of Coal Chamber's albums. So, but yeah, anyways, so Coal Chamber's first album, their debut album, which is also self-titled, that has always been my favorite album of theirs. That's the album that got me into them. It was one of the albums that I listened to over and over and over as a teenager. Yeah, I just remember, to me, I didn't really care, like, if they were classified as nu metal or heavy metal, or I believe some people tried to classify them as like rap rock. But the singer, like, at least on their first album, I guess there's some songs where he kind of does a rap-like kind of vocal styling thing, but it's not like a typical rap kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I've never considered them to be rap rock. Or though I know a lot of people, some people might disagree with me. So, and hey, that's cool. And so, yeah, as far as the first album, I remember I listened to it and I was blown away by it. Because I liked that, the guitar tracks were like really mixed very well, but also like to the point where like I could hear them loud and clear, and yeah, even though Meek is a guitar player, he's never been like a very technical kind of guitar player. Like, he doesn't play a lot of intense, like, awesome shredding guitar solos, or he's just always done his own thing. So, and I've always liked that. I guess some people have compared their sound to, like, bands like Korn or Slipknot or Static X, some other new metal acts, Mudvayne, but no, I mean, to me, they've always had their own sound, and eventually their sound progressed. Again, like I said, my favorite Coal Chamber album is their first album. You know, I find that there's a lot of bands that I like, which usually my favorite album of theirs happens to be their first album. And I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I don't know, I think maybe it's because, you know, when before a band records their first debut album, a full-length album, whether it's on a major label or just a record label that is going to really get them out there, get them known, get them a lot of exposure. And I guess maybe the fact that the band, you know, the fact that, you know, knowing that it gets the band pumped up and psyched or somehow, or either that, or maybe it's just because of the fact that before recording anything, they just kind of like had the attitude where, you know, it's just all about the music, and you just want to rock out as much as possible, and that's how I feel. That's my personal opinion on that. But yeah, as far as like songs go, I mean, there's a song that they have called Loco, L-O-C-O, Loco, which is a Spanish word. Translated into English, it essentially means crazy or insane. Yeah, pretty much crazy or insane. And that definitely describes the tone of the song itself. I remember that was my favorite song by Coal Chamber for a long time. I would listen to it over and over. And I don't know, just because, I mean, it sounded very unique to me, different, like, actually, when I think about it to this day, I've yet to hear any other band even come close to the way just that particular song sounds. I mean, let alone that album, the debut album of Coal Chamber. But I don't know, maybe that's just me, like, being kind of nostalgic. Probably, yeah. And also, I remember I liked the album cover because on the cover it has this creepy looking ice cream man, like, he gives off this kind of like pedophile kind of vibe or something like that. So yeah, and I remember the first time I saw one of their music videos, which was on MTV, back when MTV still played music videos. Not the crap that they do now. I don't even know what they still play on MTV now, so it's... But, yeah, the first music video I saw, and it was for the song Loco, and another song of theirs, trying to remember which one. I want to say possibly Big Truck, or I saw one of their live performances, and... yeah, I just remember, so the first time I saw a music video for Loco, they gave off this creepy vibe, like weird vibe, creepy, but also kind of cool. I thought, and then add to that, I remember one day my parents, well, my mom really was the first to, she walked into the living room when I was watching the music video for Loco. And I remember right away she said, "Oh, they're crazy, they're weird, they're scary." So then after that, I was convinced that, at that point in my life, they were my absolute favorite band because my mom hated them. I guess that always seems to be the case, right? Where, yeah, we end up, each generation, ends up liking music that their parents hate. It's a proud tradition. I think so. So, yeah, and then like I said, well, and then their second album, which I believe is titled Chamber Music. I didn't like their second album that much. I mean, I thought it was still pretty good. It seemed a little more tame to me. Also, too, on that album, they had their first cover song, in which they had a guest singer, Ozzy Osbourne, which, of course, everybody knows Ozzy Osbourne. They did a cover of some, 1980s song, I believe, titled Shock the Monkey. And, yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that one. But the music video for that was also kind of cool. And after that, I stopped listening to them. But I know that they came out with at least 3 or 4 more albums after that. And there's also a best of compilation. And yeah, and then after that, they broke up. Or rather, I think they broke up before their 4th or 5th album. Or maybe even after their second album. And they reunited, but then I think after another couple of years, they broke up again, so yeah. But yeah, just ultimately, I wanted to talk about them because, again, their first album still rings true to me. It's still one of my favorite albums to this day. I think it always will be, so. I mean, probably even, by the time I'm, 80 or 90 or 100 years old. If I live to be 100, I can honestly say now that, yeah, it'll still be one of my all-time favorite albums. So, yeah, there you go. And if you haven't listened to any songs by Cold Chamber, I'll provide links down below. Of course, I'll provide a link to the official music video for Loco and some other stuff for theirs. So, yeah. That'll do it. Thanks for watching this. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, if you're new to my channel, because I know I tend to gain and lose subscribers throughout each week. Or I don't know, unless YouTube is messing with me. Hey, YouTube, stop messing with me. Please. No, seriously. Alright. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, I wanted to say that in addition to book-related stuff, I also talk about music. I do movie reviews, album reviews, and so, yeah. I just wanted to say that in case you were thrown off a little bit, or I don't know. Although I probably should have said that in the beginning, because you probably didn't even bother paying attention to the first couple seconds of this, so. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, the next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.